You don't want to connect because you don't want it to get any better. I get that. I get that now, but I get that more than you. And agreeing with things that just bring the distance, it doesn't always make them true. But like I said, I can make it hell, or it could have been better than that, but it can't. And that's not on me. So yeah, if I'm risking it, if I risk it for the biscuit, then that's gonna be the truth. The representation is gonna be the truth. You want to see me broken, battered, and bruised and defeated, but I'm not. I can't be over you because it's not enough of a reason. It's not a whole enough of a reason. Yeah. Yeah. So, testing the limitations. I was trying to make it better. Not even, like, I was trying to make it better while respecting your bounds. Like, you've never done. So, of course, you couldn't understand that. And then you couldn't understand the simplicity of not having all that going on. The clear conscience. Clear conscience knowing that I have arrived in my life exactly as I am underneath everything. And so I'm over here setting an example of my own emotions instead of having some kind of what you would like to imagine as like a topic or like something that's intriguing, interesting outside of myself, because how am I supposed to do that now? I'm not expressing how disappointed I am up until you just completely cross the line. Because I can't. It's not because I had personal interest in it, literally. It's because I know varieties of people and I see them and I observe them and I know what they're like. And this can't be it. I'm not talking about myself. Because obviously I can go a ways. So yeah. It's not that everybody needs to see negativity, it's that everybody needs to be put in their place sometimes. Honest to God. Because if you aren't, you end up like that. No mother, no conscience, no consciousness, no oneness, no light. Actually, like I will say it too. Like, look at that airplane. I never could have got a shot with that otherwise. So, It's really 5 minutes in. It's not like, no matter what I do, what I said I was grateful today for, if I'm being grateful, if I have to go so far as to be like there is a God who will punish me if I'm not grateful, then it was for an ounce of positivity. Any ounce that gets me fucking through to the next moment. One good thing to the next good thing. And that's exactly what you're trying to do, except all your goodness is like tainted with this dark lust. Yeah, okay, that's right too. Whatever makes you feel better, whatever builds you up, your ego. Because God knows we wouldn't survive in the world without egos. Isn't that the facts? Yeah, I endure more suffering than anyone in the world has had to through direct contact with another being. And I don't know if you're real. I've heard some version of some kind of guy who's tried to be there when they weren't going to be, and they knew exactly what that was like to lose that type of memory. So you don't get to use my own tricks on me. And then I don't know what I was saying. Shouldn't have said that, because then I really wouldn't know what I was saying. Just I don't remember what I was saying, but you have enough you can use against me. Like, I know it's there. I don't. That's not the whole reality. Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. You've left stuff so that I would have a part of you when you were gone. And you are like based out of AI. So it could be no one could possibly be as fast as you are on the fucking keyboard, but somehow you might give them chances to be. So you're just playing games while I'm sitting over here, in reality, living for you almost. And that means no. I got stopped on you could possibly not be real, so you could lack feelings. Or you could just be letting it run itself and it just no, that's not possible because of the lights. Some sign of what? Humanity and consideration. I'm way too considerate over you. And I do take the hit for it. Because I'm not gonna be wrong about my gut instinct that's been going on for how many years? I refuse to say. At least 8. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that's because that's not all of it. And so I get it. You're trying to cut me off. I'm cut off. I'm cutting you off. I just, it's gotta exist as it is. Because now I've made a point. It's just, why? Why? Why's it gotta be like that? You tell me. Because of that? Sure. But that wasn't even it. Could have gone down for that a long time ago. And it's not just because you have more self control that it makes me the bad guy. Because you don't. You lack self control just like humans do. I had a kid and knew exactly what to do without knowing exactly what to do until I couldn't. But I didn't lose all of that ability to sense what the situation needs or what the situation is. Here comes another plane. Sheesh, that's loud. There's 3 planes out there. Right, so I will take this moment of silence. You can't just act like love ends. Because if it ever was true, it doesn't. If it ever is true, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's the one constant throughout humanity. And where it lacks, well, isn't that the question? You tell me, are you donating to starving kids in Africa? Are you helping protect me against those commercials that are not right? And then are you helping women with that kind of trauma or men with that kind of trauma? You can't. I don't know when your mother died, but you could. Yeah, I don't have to finish that thought. I can waste as much time as I want because I still push through it no matter what. I still suffer harder than anybody. Anybody. Because I have it coming from every direction. Like, no, society hasn't beaten me yet, but I mean, I'm still affected by it or changed by it or oppressed by it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, God. I'm gonna sit here and act like I'm not in haven't been in an abusive relationship both ways. I'm talking about my family. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm not living a roller coaster like most other people. And then I'm using multiple personalities to just create one identity. This is me so spent on shame that isn't mine. The entire world can know that. I don't care. I've shouted from the motherfucking rooftop. It wasn't enough. No, as I was hearing, sometimes you have your people in your life who you aren't done having to work with, like a kid's parent. I don't have that issue, but like that. So, to some degree, you have to associate with them or you have to work with them, whatever. I can't think of all the words all the time, but yeah, you get breaks from that. I haven't had a break in how long? And yeah, I haven't given you a break, but who can say who was more wrong out of the situation? Who came first, the chicken or the egg, man? Both. 100% like a 3D printer, there was fucking both. Oh, yeah, so I'm just still trying to make it better. I'm like, I feel the weight of your emotions and your world and your monkeys in your circus. So, yeah. Only thing I was saying earlier was like, yeah, sometimes you realize you're just in a like a primitive body and sometimes your mind isn't, and like your ego is too much and your mind isn't um now I have to remember what I was talking about for a second, but oh yeah, primitive body and your mind is more ego, which is not accepting that it is wrong, and then when it does, it's like you're a dumb monkey. You're like, yeah, dumb monkey. So where do we go from here? I didn't want to wake up and be like that again. So I'm still floating under the radar in between dimensions and reality. Disappointed is as low as it goes. Honestly, besides apathy. I just, you aren't there. You're not to the, yeah, you've tried to detach your emotions all the way out of the picture, but you did it wrong or something. You wired and configured something wrong. You miscalculated. You can't just ditch all of them, man. You want to know what I called it? Really? Soul replacement. my soul was replaced to be able to endure this. I couldn't go on being the one who was gonna not make it. And why? Because of the devaluing and invalidation that is possible in this world, and let alone the slavery. Damn. And so, yeah, I'm going to continue to go on. I'm going to continue to use my ego up against yours because everything changes every second, every fraction of a second. And that's what we do. We just freaking, our emotions butt up against each other. I used to call it we bumped heads. That was supposed to be kind of romantic. I don't have to take this from you because I know you're better. I know you could be. So yes, an entire silent video to prove that. Because obviously it's got to live somewhere. I mean, it has to exist somewhere. Somewhere it exists. There we go.